Hello there, everyone. Welcome to a Facebook Live with Daryl Walter of Pickled Peppers Creative Cafe at pickledpepperscreativecafe.com. Hello. Happy Thursday, or as I affectionately like to say, happy Friday Eve. It is Thursday, so it's our day to get crafty. So come on in. Welcome, welcome. While I am waiting for people to find me in their news feed, I'm just going to get set up here. Let's see. Oh, there we are. It's going good. Okay, just gonna get set up with my other device. I like to be able to see my hands and see what I'm showing you. Hi, I see my friends are starting to show up. Hi there, Anna. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I see Beth is here. Thank you so much for being here. Come on in. Come on in. Happy Thursday. Happy Crafty Thursday to you, or happy Friday Eve. How are you? How's everyone? I hope that you're having a fantastic day. I am having a fantastic day. Always busy, but very nice. And also, I am so excited that we're not quite as hot. Let me tell you a little bit of a story. Last year, we have kind of a large house. So last year was the first year that we ever had to run the central air so much, and we left it on every day for quite a while. Anyway, long story short, we got our electric bill for 3 months in a row, and it was super, super high. We were flabbergasted. We just didn't realize that it would cost so much to run it. So this year we're trying to be a little more wise and mindful of how we use it, and we're waiting until we actually really have to. The moral of that story is I've had some very sweaty days. So the past few nights have been really comfortable sleeping, and I am so thankful for that. So, okay, so let's see how we're doing in time. We'll give about another minute here, and then we'll go ahead and get turned down. Actually, why don't we do that? And I will just give you the one reminder that I have for you this week, or the thing that I wanted to share, and then we'll transition right into creating. How about we do that? So hold on for a moment. Let's go ahead and get turned down. I'm so glad you guys are here. So excited for Thursday. Excited to be creating. I have a cute and a little bit different project for you tonight, so I'm hoping that you're gonna like it. So just a moment. Let's go ahead and get turned down. Let's see. Try to get us straight here so that we're seeing as much as we can. One of these days I am going to figure out exactly how to be able to flip my device here. Let's move this stuff out of the way. I'll be able to flip it around so that I'm able to show you guys a much wider view. There we go. I think that's looking pretty good. Is that looking good, you guys? Are we in? Okay, so if you're watching live, say hello. Let me know that you're here. If you're watching the replay, you happen to catch it later, leave me a comment and just let me know that you're watching. That makes me very, very happy, and it helps me out in my business. So I would appreciate that. So the thing that I wanted to tell you guys is the one reminder that I had for you before we get started is here's my very loved copy of the current mini catalog, the January through June, that many of the items are retiring in. So we have a last chance event. It's still going on. And you know what? There are a lot of things that are still in the catalog. Some of it has carried over to our new catalog, but some of it is on our last chance. Not everything then is going to be discounted, because like I said, there are things that are carrying over, but like these little heart charms, these are so super cute, and I think that these might be discounted. Some of the designer series paper, you know that is, but there's still a lot of good things that are still available in this catalog. So if you get a chance, just don't forget to, I'll put a link in the description above to my online store so that you can flip through and see some of the good things that are still on sale if you get a chance to. So that was my reminder for you today. So let's go ahead, we'll get started creating. Let me tell you or show you the stamp sets, plural, that we're using today. I am going to be using the, let's get in focus here, the Hats Off bundle. It is actually. It is so cute. Isn't this cap so cute? And it comes with die cuts that coordinate with it. And then all of these little features actually will fit right in the front of the hat. So it's super, super cute. And then there are some sentiments here as well. So all of these little things, you can either, there are die cuts, and my brain is moving too fast, but there are die cuts that coordinate with these. So you can actually stamp if you want to. You can stamp within the shape and die cut it out if you want to. Or there are little, let me go ahead and bring in the die so I can show you. There are little die cuts that you can use. Let's see. Okay, ignore these. These are for another. But there are little die cuts, like there's a little fish there, a lightning bolt, a pine tree, a buffalo, and a star. So you can cut the shapes out and then cut these shapes out as well, and then select whichever one that you want to put inside of the hat. There is a die that a stamp that matches this die as well, but it looks good both ways. So I will show you one that is stamped and then cut, and then one that is only cut. But it's super cute. I see my friend Amy is watching. Hello there, Amy. Happy Crafty Thursday. Thank you so much for being here. So excited that you're here to craft with me. But here's the stamp that coordinates with that die. If it's your first time being here, welcome, welcome. I am so happy that you're here. Thursdays are our crafty days around Pickled Peppers Creative Cafe. So it's the day that we get crafty. All right, I'm gonna flash the card that we're making to you. Ta-da, ta-da. You ready for a flash? Here's our project. It is an easel card, and it's a little bit of an easel card. You see, it's like a double fold. So it's kind of hard to show you from the angle that we're at, but you see how we stand up there? Isn't that super cute? And we're using the Flirty Flamingo, so we're making it feminine, but you could do any color that you wanted. And you know what? You could do it for a birthday. You could use it for Father's Day. You could use it for, as I did here, a hello friend. Isn't that paper cute, Anna? And I am going to show you. That paper is called, and it's in the current catalog, it's Sweet Symmetry. I'm pretty sure that's where I grabbed it from. The sweet, yeah. Oh, maybe not. Let's make sure. I thought I grabbed it from the Sweet Symmetry. So let's see if we can find it in here. It's looking like it. Oh yeah. So yes, it is. Okay. So it's the Sweet Symmetry. Here are the front. They're nice little flowers, and I like smaller patterns sometimes. That way when you're making cards, or if you're a scrapbooker, if you're scrapbooking, things won't get as lost as if you have big bold patterns and you have to do a lot of layering. And so I like this for that reason. And then, as usual, the back are coordinating patterns that, oh, I have something flipped backwards there, that are more muted with not as many colors. So they coordinate pretty well. So that's what we have there. That's where I got that designer series paper from. All right, shall we go ahead and get started with our card? This is super, super simple, and I like the extra layer there. So let me show you how easy it is. We'll put it together, and then you can make it too. And if you do, make sure that you share it with me. Okay. Okay, so we are starting with a piece of basic white cardstock that is, it is cut at 4 1/4 by 11, and then I scored it at 5 1/2, well, at 2 3/4 and at 5 1/2. So it's in half at the 5 1/2 point. So let's go ahead and burnish. I have my bone folder today, you guys. No fussing around with it. I was a little thrown off last week. Remember, I couldn't find my bone folder, and I really like crisp edges. So, and then with the smaller flap, we're going to fold it upwards. So I'm just gonna open it up so that I can get a crisp burnish there. So this lays as flat as possible. So there's the first thing that we're going to do. Let me bring this back over as kind of a cheat. All right, for the time being, we're going to set this aside. Let me show you the other pieces that we have here. Here's the cap. Remember I showed you that, or told you that I would show you what it looks like when you stamp and then die cut, and you see how it's stitched there. Isn't that so cool? And then here's our little space that we can put whatever we want to put there to embellish the cap. So there's that, and here is what the cap looks like if you don't stamp it. And it is equally as cute, isn't it? I like it both ways. So I think it's super, super cute. So there's our hat. We have a piece of designer series paper that is 2 1/2 by 4. We have another piece that is, oh, you know, I'm not so sure that let me tell you what size this is. This is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. We have a piece of Flirty Flamingo that is 3 3/4 by 4 3/4. Then we have another designer series paper mat that is 5 1/4 by 4. We have a basic white mat that creates the little inside fold that we've seen on the card. This is 3 1/2 by 9, and I scored it at 4 1/2, so it's scored right in half. So we'll fold it in half. Actually, we'll go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and do that now. I'll bring in my handy dandy, most useful tool. You guys, look how loved this is. I don't know how long I've had this, but it's plenty loved. It gets lots of use. If you don't have a bone folder, I know I've said it to you before, but you should have one. And then I have all of my little die cut pieces here. I used the layering circles to create these 2 die cuts. And then I have the 2 die cuts that I used to embellish the cap. There's a little star. This is crushed curry, and this is just Jade. I'm not sure if I showed you. So if you love this bundle and you get it, this little piece was created with these 2 dies. So you could cut the oval out minus the stitching, or you just pop it in the center if you want the stitched piece. So that's how I achieved that. All right, and then this is just some scrap to stamp on, but because I've already stamped my cap and cut it out, we won't do that. All right, let's go ahead and do some assembling. We'll start by doing our stamping, and we're going to stamp the sentiment right onto this basic white circle die cut. And the stamp set is photopolymer. I think I showed you that. Oh, I forgot to show you. We're using another stamp set. So the sentiment that we're using is not in the Hats Off. I'm actually using this Biggest Wish. Look at this. You guys know how I love words and I love big stamps. So there are big words, and I'm not sure if you caught how I layered it, but I'll show you in a second here because we're going to stamp it in 2 different colors that will layer it. So this is what I'm using. Very, very versatile. I love this stamp set. All right, so we're stamping with both the Flirty Flamingo and the Black Memento. I'm just going to move these die cuts because I don't trust myself not to get them messy. And so let's go ahead and open both. So the first thing I'm going to do, I chose the Hello sentiment, and I'm going to stamp it or ink it up and stamp it in the lighter color, which in this case is Flirty Flamingo. And this Hello happens to fit right inside of that circle die cut. I'm going to put it right down in the center. Now, since I'm using photopolymer dies, if you are new to stamping, photopolymer doesn't have the cush that it takes to get a good impression. So I'm using a foam Stampin' Pierce mat, and then I'm just covering the mat a little bit with some grid paper so that I save it from getting too messy. It's a little bit messy, but that's okay. That just means that it's plenty loved. The second word that I have here is friend, and I'm going to ink this up with the Black Memento. Okay. And then we're going to stamp right on top of the Flirty Flamingo. And I'm not going to go right in the middle, although I could. I'm going to move it slightly down between the bottom of the circle and the middle, maybe. So I want to catch the bottom part of the word hello without lining the second word, which is friend in this case, without lining it up with the bottom of the friend. There we go. Isn't that cool? I love layering the different colors like that. Okay, so that's the extent of the stamping, unless you're going to, and you should probably put a sentiment in the center, but I'm not sure what I'm going to put there. So I'm going to leave it blank, but you would put the sentiment of your choice. Let's go ahead and move the Stampin' Pierce mat. I think we're done with that. Okay, let's go ahead and layer. We're layering flat, so there's no dimension here, but there will be dimension when we add our sentiment layer to the card. All right, let's go ahead and put that aside, and now we'll bring in our card base. As the card base is facing you, the bottom portion will fold out towards you. So the 2 smaller flaps are the bottom of the card, and this is the top. And we'll start just by adding our largest mat of Designer Series paper. It is the 5 1/4 by 4. We'll layer it here. I like the reverse side of this paper too. Don't you love the reverse side of that? So, so nice. I like those little flowers. All right, let's go ahead and attach this, kind of centering it right in the middle here. There we go. And then I'm gonna fold it forward, and the smaller mat, I'm gonna flip it right over, and we are going to use those flowers. This piece goes right on the front of our card. So it's the reverse side, of the designer series paper that I chose. Oh my. There we go. And this is directional, so I want to make sure that I get the flowers going in the right orientation. I'm just going to kind of center it in that bottom section. And then it will look kind of like that. Can you see how that goes? And then let's go ahead and add our sentiment mat. Now, I'm going to attach this with Stampin Dimensionals, and I want to make sure that I only put dimensionals on the bottom edge here, or the bottom half of my sentiment circle, because the top portion of it is going to catch the easel and hold it into place. So we need not to have the top edge of the mat adhered, the sentiment mat. So let's grab a couple of dimensionals. These actually, this pack of dimensionals cut right through the backing, so they're a little bit hard to get off. And then another tip here is, as I'm attaching the dimensionals, I'm not putting them exactly at the halfway point. They're just a little, they're on the bottom half. Can you see that? So I put the dimensionals on the bottom half of the mat there to make sure that I have enough room to catch the top part of the easel. And then we're going to put it right in the center bottom of our smaller mat here. So right in the bottom center. That looks about good. All right, so we're going to set this aside for a moment, and then we'll decorate our hat, and then we'll make the other portion of the card that finishes the easel. But I'm going to go ahead and do this now because I'm using liquid glue and I want to give it a chance to dry. Okay, so I'm going to take the smallest die cut, or the largest die cut, and I'm going to add a little liquid glue. I'm choosing liquid glue because I can move it around. I have a small window of time that I can reposition it if I need to get it exactly where I want it to be. So that's why I chose that. And we'll adhere the star as well. Have you guys been crafty this week? Has anybody been crafty? Anybody made anything crafty? Let me tell you guys, this is not, I do lots of crafts, and most of the crafty people that I know, they have multiple crafts that they do as well. Paper crafting isn't their only craft, and the same is true with me. For my birthday, my husband bought me a mug press so that I'm able to use sublimation blanks and create custom-made mugs. And I finally got a chance to play with it, so that was pretty exciting. And I got to do that over the weekend. But then when the week comes, it's all about card making for me. So it's back to creating. Chenny, you bought, yes, it does. Beth made, so Beth says she made a plastic canvas tissue box cover. That's amazing. And Chenny, buying is a craft in and of itself too. So yes, absolutely yes. Beth, I want to see your canvas. I used to love those canvas, oh, here it is, adhesive. The canvas tissue covers. I never had the patience to do it though. Tedious work. If I can't see the results coming together pretty quickly, I get antsy And so I never was able to. I think I even bought things to make them with, and I never actually got a chance to. Okay, that's a deal. That's a deal. Chenny, what'd you buy? So I'm taking the remaining piece of designer series paper, and I'm going to adhere it to the Flirty Flamingo mat. And for some reason, my mat looks a little big. Let's make sure that I didn't. Oh, it's not. It looks pretty good. So let's go ahead and adhere this right in the center. And then this is the layer that will attach. Oh no, I know. It is big for a reason. Don't do this. This piece actually goes on it goes onto our white mat. And then the white mat adheres here. I thought that looked a little big. Let's start this over. I'll add a little more adhesive. Okay. So ignore that. We're actually going to take the piece of basic white cardstock that was 9 by 3.5, and we scored and folded it. Make sure if your designer series paper is directional, you have it orientated correctly. There we go. So here's the bottom. And now we'll add some adhesive here and attach it to our remaining Flirty Flamingo card mat. Then I bet it will look right. There we go. Imagine how that works. Okay. Ribbon, embossing folders, glitter, and glue. Yes, the staples. That sounds like fun. Fun, fun, fun. I hope you make very pretty projects with it. Okay. So I've added some adhesive to the back of my ball cap die cut, and I'm going to adhere it to the top of the mat that we've created. So this is the second card mat layer, and then we're not going to put anything here in the open space at the bottom because this is where we're going to tuck the bottom of this behind our sentiment layer. So let's go ahead and open this. I didn't embellish this, but you could. You could. Also, if you are making this card, if you decide that you are going to make it, not only can you tag me in it, I would absolutely love that, but this layer is a little heavier because we have 3 layers of cardstock here, so you might want to adhere it with the Stampin' Seal Plus. I'm not doing it for the sake of the video, but and then we're going to drop this layer over the designer series paper layer. Okay, so then when we're ready to stand the card up, here's where you would put your sentiment, but I have it folded. You'll actually fold down the top of your card and just tuck it behind the sentiment layer, and it stands up. Whoops, I pulled it right out. It stands up and it's ready to go. It's finished. That's how simple it is. Isn't that simple and fun? And actually, I think you guys know me. You know me in the bling. I probably will add a little bling, if nothing more than one in the center of the bottom. I see my friend Julie is watching. Hi, Julie. Happy Crafty Thursday. Thank you for being here. Isn't that the cutest? Thank you, Chenny. Thank you. And let me show you. I actually recreated the card using different colors, and I actually made this for my husband's birthday earlier this week. So isn't that fun? Fun, fun, fun. I think it's a super cute card. It's super cute, super simple, and when you fold it and collapse it, it fits right into a regular envelope for mailing. So that's our project for today. Do you guys like it? Oh, yes, you're right. A guy card. Guy cards are, I call them dude cards. Thank you. Place tie. Oh, yes, you're right, Beth. This does look like the plaid tidings, doesn't it? You know what this came from? And it is in the mini catalog. It was last chance, but I am pretty sure that it's sold out. I don't really even want to show it to you because I'm not sure if you can get it, and I like it. But yes, if you like masculine cards, if this is still available, I'm not sure that it is. The patterns in here are amazing for masculine cards. Do you see that? You can check in the online store, in my online store. It may still be available, but these are great for masculine cards. And it is called Well Suited. So the Well Suited Designer Series paper. Lots of fun patterns in there. All right, you guys, I'll go ahead and get you turned up and we can say goodnight. Hello there, beautiful friends. There we go. All right. Thank you guys so much for being here with me tonight. Thank you for allowing me into your lives for another Thursday to share something crafty with you. There is no place I would rather be. I love being here with you guys, so thank you so much for that. As always, I will modify the description above with the dimension for the cards, the dimensions for the card if you want to recreate it. So that will be there along with a link to my online store and a link to my mailing list. So if you want to stay in the know and know when and where I'm creating and hosting events, then join my mailing list. It will be above. That's a way to know where I'm at. If you like tonight's project, don't forget to give me a thumbs up or a heart or a wow or something. I would love that. It helps me in my business. It helps support me, and it helps Facebook know to let other people know that I'm here and crafty. So thank you guys so much for being here. Have a fantastic weekend. I will be back here with you next week sharing more crafty. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.